So I want to start off by saying thank you to everyone, and I appreciate the support that you've given. And if you want to continue supporting, just hit the like and subscribe button, and that goes a long way in helping this channel grow. So with that out of the way, I wanted to show you that we did get the two things made from the last episode that we mentioned, which is the cloak, and then we got this Dark Silver Reaper. So those are two pretty nice additions, and we're now at level 71. And if we go over here, I just start setting up this little indoor area where we can have some people here. I probably don't need this many. I was thinking of the setup of having like the different, versions of blood here, but I actually don't need that here. I don't know why I built 4 of them, but I did make coffins, and I brought over iron and I brought over copper, but I forgot to bring over some leather, and that cannot be teleported. I'm having to go out and find some little deer and some wolves and try to get some more leather from that. So that's a process, and I need the leather so that I can go over and upgrade the castle heart. Because right now, the castle heart is at level 1, but I can get a couple more servant coffins if I can just get some pieces here. What I also want to do is probably go out and either go in the city or back in the mines, and then try to get some people that I could send out from here. Once I get enough people sending out from here, then I can start expanding this place and having a few things to start smelting, like the silver, and even crafting some stuff from here. I do want to get the forges up and the anvil. That's probably it for over here, but we'll see. Okay, so level 71, we did unlock some new people that we can see. The Night Marshal Sticks to Sunder. That's, kind of far away still, but we did unlock, we have already unlocked the level 70 guys. So of these 3, the Morian, Baron de Bouchon, and Merowyn. Of these 3, Baron de Bouchon is probably the one that gives you the most, the biggest benefit. You get the Blood Merlot, so you're able to craft the Blood Merlot, and you're also able to craft an upgrade to your pendant, which gives us an extra 3 levels. So this is probably the biggest benefit as far as like leveling goes. And these 2 guys, she gives us the greater jewels, which is the highest tier of jewels. So it's also very, very good. And she gives us the ability to make the flawless gems. So all 3 of these combined are really good to boost us up to the next tier, and probably actually the final tier of bosses here. So what we're going to do is probably work on all 3 of these in this episode. And I want to start off with Baron de Bouchon. And he is actually to the south of us. I haven't uncovered any of this stuff down here. I actually need to go uncover this stuff. But there are these grape fields in front of the city. And I believe he's actually in this building, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, he's kind of pointing right to that arrow there. And this is all grape fields, so we need to come here anyways and pick some grapes. So that's kind of the plan. I'll just do some exploration and then come back, and we'll come back and fight the Baron de Bouchon. Alright, here we are in the little grape fields here, the Brighthaven Vineyard. There's also another one down here we can go to. But I wanted to show you that there are these grapevines that we can actually hit here. Also these little grape presses that we can actually loot. So if you see grapes in there, you can actually hold E and you can loot them. And even though this is like a human area, you do have to fight a lot of these harpies. They will continuously spawn and kind of fight the humans along with you too. So be careful with that. They are pretty strong. They will, I think they will kill the humans most of the time. Nothing you have to worry about, but you should at this point be able to take them all on, or just let them fight the humans in the end. But yeah, so if you haven't been here before, just kind of loot the grapes from here, and of course you're gonna break the barrels. Alright, we are back. I did a pretty good round of trying to get stuff explored here. I found the cave passage, which is right below the Fortress of Light. And here's one of those full wine presses here. Let's go in here and grab some of these grapes, and then we'll definitely use those later. Fighting a lot of stuff. Oh, here's some more stuff. Even better. I'm just gonna try to like avoid fighting these things because they just keep spawning. Yeah, so let's just try to get out of here. And for some reason they like to fight me instead of everything else. Like this guy's chasing me. There's other people around him. So yeah, so like it's not really a big deal for to fight him. This next fight's inside, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. We just have to clear out this stuff and try to get in there when we're not being attacked by anything. All right, here's Baron du Bachon, and we just need to pop our stuff. Just brought Enchanted Brew, Frosty Brew, and the blood. Nothing else is really needed, and we're gonna take him on. So yeah, this guy has these. The biggest thing he's going to do is just going to summon these barrels continuously. You have to try to break them or try to dodge through them. That's kind of the biggest thing. If you get hit by them, they knock you down and kind of stun you. But, he does do a shield attack that kind of blocks different range attacks. And so you don't want to like hit him with that. Another thing that he does is he'll throw these like little blood balls at you, which kind of annoying. Oh no. Yeah, I knocked him out, but I died too. It's unfortunate. Maybe I can get to him in time? It's gonna be quite a bit of a run. Yeah. I didn't make a coffin at the other place either. Okay, that was the fight. Alright, I made it back just in time, I think. Let's grab this guy before he disappears. Okay, so what did we get from him? Got all the stuff. Hopefully I have enough space. Yeah, I got enough space. Okay, so we unlocked the Sanguine Coil. Nice. It does like a leech life, so it'll heal you whenever you hit him with it, and you can shoot off 2 at a time. So a very nice one. We also unlocked the new pendant, the new amulet, which will give us a bump to our level, and the Blood Merlot, which we will definitely talk about very soon. This is a huge upgrade to our blood supply. Alright, so yeah, that's it. We've got quite a few sacred grapes, which we're going to need for Blood Merlot. And yeah, a lot of other stuff. Especially we've been kind of accumulating these schematics, which we're still a little bit of ways away from using these, but these are something definitely you want to start accumulating as soon as possible. The next tier of research. Alright, it's time to make it back to our base. Probably going to head over to the cave passage and then run back to the base from there. Alright, made it back to the base. We do have some of our grapes here. I also wanted to point out that you can, when you entrance through this cave passage, you exit out on this side. So kind of the opposite end. So it's quite a bit of a run if you're like built in the middle here, but not too bad. So the next thing I wanted to point out was we now have Blood Merlot. So Blood Merlot is something that we learned here, and what it does is it mixes grapes. As you can see, it takes 60 grapes and it mixes it with blood. And what it gets you is it gets you a more efficient method of extracting the blood. So if we hover over it, you can see we have our 100% scholar, because I'm extracting from the scholar here. And the difference between this Merlot and the blood potion is that it reduces the damage that the person takes. It also reduces the misery that they acquire. So that it's 5 to 20% from the blood potion, and it's 3 to 15% from the blood Merlot. And there are some recipes that require blood Merlot, so you will need to use it at some point. If we go upstairs to our jewelry crafting area. Alright, so upstairs at the artisan table, we can look and see that we have the blood Merlot amulet now. So this is like the next tier of amulets, and it gives us a reduction to blood drain rate on top of the extra spell power. So it's kind of one of the final entry tiers, and it's not too bad. It does require a blood Merlot of any kind. So I would not recommend using like a 100% scholar blood Merlot on this. Does not matter which one you use. So if you have extra people, you can definitely use that. But we can now craft this. So this is going to give us an even more bonus to our level and help us fight the next few bosses. All right, here we are, and we did make the blood Merlot amulet. So that's got us up to level 74 gear score, and that'll let us fight the next boss, which will be probably the matriarch. So she is going to be in the harpy nest here. It's definitely very hard. We definitely want to do that in the nighttime because it's going to be open area. Same thing with the other boss, which is going to be in here. So both of these bosses are on the south side. And yeah, I'll have to head here. There's not really any place to go to here. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably just run from the south and then head up into this area from the south. So yeah, I'll just hit this way gate up and then head over there, and I'll see you when I get there. Alright, we made it to the harpy nest here, and yeah, there's so many harpies here. You just have to like take your time and go through here. So I'd recommend getting here pretty close to the start of dusk. Yeah, you'll be fighting harpies for quite a while until you get to the boss. As you can see, they just keep spawning. And they do quite a bit of damage, holy cow. But yeah, that's gonna be it for a little bit, you know, just fighting harpies. Then get to the boss and fighting more harpies. I'll see you at the boss. Alright, we made it to the boss. Yeah, that's quite a bit of a fight there to get to her. Let's get all of our potions on us. And yeah, let's start the fight. So this boss does a lot of chaos damage, so you want to be careful with the chaos. Should also bring in other different mobs that will spawn. So you definitely want to take care of those if you can. Try to use your adds to spawn more of your adds if you can. So she will do the chaos like a volley, chaos volley, kind of like one of the earlier bosses did. And the chaos volley will just spawn a bunch of different fireballs on you. She will also do a bunch of like blades, like whirlwind blades, and you have to really be careful with those things because they will follow you around. You have to try to dodge them. The pattern's a little hard to get used to. Alright, that's the fight. Yeah, it's kind of like a little chaotic. Definitely clearing out the ads is probably the best thing to do. Okay, let's see what we got. We got the Void, which does like an AoE explosion, and it's chaos damage. I think our chaos spellbook is getting up there, isn't it? Yeah, we got one more spell, okay, for chaos. Yeah, I think the only one we have full is blood magic, and then we'll get chaos eventually. Okay, another thing we also got is the ability to now craft the flawless gems, so we can go back and begin crafting these if we need them. We don't really need them right now, but we will after the next boss. So let's get out of here before more stuff spawns on us. And if you want to get out of here quick, you can just run to the back here and then just hop off. And we're actually sort of close to the cave entrance here. Alright, so let's head out of here. Okay, welcome back, and I'm heading towards the next boss, which is Merowyn, the Elementalist. I just noticed that it was a blood moon. I figured, you know what, this is probably a better time to fight her. She's a little tough if you are not familiar with her attack patterns. So let's just pop this. I got 100% now, so look at that, just massive boosts. Actually, what I want to do is I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to start using the Sanguine Coil just for the extra bonus to spell leech. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, this is Merowyn. She has several elemental attacks. One of those being a kind of like an ice attack. She also has a fire attack that does like a tornado. And the one you want to save your spell dodge for, or your dodging for, is probably the electric attack. Those are really hard to dodge. When she does her wind attack, you want to back up, or also it'll put you in like a kind of like a little tornado that you can't get out of, and it kind of stuns you a little bit. So the biggest thing is you just want to give her some room. Like, you want to try to get far enough away so you can actually dodge these things, and of course run away from the tornadoes as they come. When you get to 50%, she will split into two. You have to try to hit them both to see which one of them is actually the extra caster, and then take that one out. When she gets to like really low, she'll decide to put a shield up, an ice shield up, and then she will try to heal up with the shield up. So you have to try to break that shield down. And in the meantime, she's also going to spawn a massive fireball, which you also have to dodge, because it does a ton of damage if it gets on top of you. And it's a continuous burning damage, so just be careful with that. I would recommend just trying to burn her down as fast as possible. Oh no, okay, well, we took her down, but then of course, you know, we died too, just because of her lasting AoE. Alright, time to head back over there. Alright, here we are, let's get her before she despawns. And that's Merowyn. Kind of a rough fight if you're not prepared. It definitely might take you a couple times to get through that fight. Alright, so let's see what we got. We got a book, Sanguine Axes. So this is the last tier of books that we need to get. So we can only unlock these with the Athenaeum, which is what we get from one of the next bosses. And as far as spells goes, we got the Ice Lance. Okay, so that's her main attack, which is like a little ice lance that keeps getting shot. And we also learned Greater Jewels and Holy Resistance Flask. So this is a 30-minute 75 Holy Resist Flask. which we do need for one of the bosses coming up. It's kind of an upgrade to our current holy resistance potions. And we were really close to the exit point here. So it's pretty quick. It wasn't too bad of a fight. It just took us half the night. I mean, of course, we had the bonus of the Blood Moon. I'm pretty confident we could have beat it without the Blood Moon. Just did not do a very good job dodging the fire attacks at the end there. I was just trying to take her down at the expense of my life. Alright, so let's head back to base. Alright, here we are back at the base, and I wanted to wait till now to talk about this jewel crafting table. This is where you actually can go in and make the jewel crafting, or the jewels, from the gems. And as you can see, we can now make the tier 3 ones. You get this jewel crafting table from the one of the earlier bosses as Raziel. So he gives you the jewel crafting table. He also gave us Ancestral Forge, so gives you like a lot of good stuff. So this is where you get that from. I did craft it and I put it up here. And you can make the tier 1 and tier 2 by defaults. Well, you make tier 1, then you unlock tier 2. And now we have a tier 3. And so you can actually use these to make yourself tier 3 jewels. And if you need a specific jewel, you can actually target a specific spell with that jewel. So for instance, I have a sanguine coils here, so I can actually make a gem to replace my current one, or a jewel to replace my current one. And it takes flawless rubies and dark silver ingots. So if you're in need of the flawless rubies, you can now make those from fighting the harpy boss, and that just takes 4 regular rubies to make that. If we need regular rubies, you can make the smaller ones and turn those into the bigger ones. So there's a method now to craft the gems and then take the gems and make the jewels. And of course you need some like dark silver ingots for the high tier ones, and you need iron for the lower tier ones. I did craft a sanguine coil one, so that's what I have on me now, which is kind of nice. It increases the maximum charges by 1, so it's actually a really good one that I have now. But we can go and let's try and see if we can get a better one. So look at my gems here. Need to make some more gems, and I think I'm just gonna make the sanguine coil one. I can yeah, I guess I could try to make another one as well. You do want to be careful because these are like random, and you can also take older jewels that you had, and you can actually burn these as well, or just break them down. So yeah, there's methods for breaking things down and for trying to get the best ones. Of course, you can go buy them if you have the coins. If you're crafting coins and you're converting those coins into silver coins, you can actually buy the jewels, and the gems. That's going to be very confusing. You can buy the gems from a vendor with like silver coins, or you can buy the smaller ones with copper coins. So let's try to craft up these. I'm not gonna make lower tier ones. It's okay to probably make a bunch of the flawless ones now, because I'm not really gonna be messing with the lower tier ones at this point. And this is from a different one. And yeah, you can always take your old jewels, or if you don't get a good roll, you can always take those and just throw them in here, and that'll get you the correct, like, corresponding one. So we got another regular emerald here. Alright, so we have our 4 flawless rubies here, and we can now craft us a sanguine coil. Hopefully we get a good one. And okay, so we got bonus damage, we got bounces toward additional target, nice. Increases ally healing by 23%. Yeah, that's alright, you know, it is okay. It's not the greatest. It is kind of good with the extra bonus damage, so I'm gonna keep it. And then our old one, since we're not gonna use it anymore, we can just, you know, convert that one. And if you want to get more jewels, and if you don't want to like buy them or whatever, you can always go to the harpy nests. There's 2 harpy nests, and they both have flawless gem veins. And then if you go to the Bedrock Pass here, you can get the regular gem veins. So those are also an option. And you can also send people to the Harpy Nests. So if you have some people that have the high enough level, you can also send them there and get you some gems. But gems are not transferable, so you can't, you have to like bring them back to the base on a mount. So yeah, that's the jewel crafting table. And this whole system kind of works well together. The gem cutting table, the jewel crafting table, and eventually we'll have the artisan table where we can make the better version of the blood marlow amulets. Those are all unlocked once we unlock the new research. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. We did knock down the next 3 bosses, and we gained quite a few item levels, which is kind of nice. And so we're now kind of primed to make a push towards kind of the last few bosses. There's not very many left. There's 7 left. 7 left of these bosses, and then there's a whole other level of bosses we can go to after that. But the primary bosses, there's only 7 left. Alright, so that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.